Hey folks, happy Friday. Jules Polonetsky, Future of Privacy Forum. Two quick updates for you since it's a long week and we all have things to do before we leave. Number one, interesting data out today from a company that has done a study about the use of the iOS 10 limit ad tracking feature. You recall this is a feature that Apple provides. There's a version of it that is also in the Android and Google settings. But this feature, which is under privacy, under general, will let you tell apps that you don't want to be tracked for behavioral advertising. Apple in iOS 10 changed the way this feature works. This feature used to simply be a flag. Please don't track me. Now the ID that is used by apps to track is cleared. So there's a little more privacy bang for the buck. Well, consumers seem to be getting it, or maybe iOS 10 users are just more privacy sensitive, but evidently there's been an uptick in the number of people, almost 2 million more in the US who seem to be using it. 20%, 1 out of 5 of all users are now using this privacy setting. The data appears to be good. Tune, another company that does mobile app attribution and has a view of this data a number of months ago, put out a report that we wrote about that indicated that about 17% of users had the feature on. So the new data from Adapt, the name of this company, we've got a link to it in the comments, seems to be spot on. So for those of you in ad tech, probably a matter of concern, reminds us all we need to do more to help consumers understand what's going on so they can feel comfortable and don't have to feel like they want to flee for the exits. If we want to make the case for why we're tracking, we need to let them know what we're doing and make sure that they're not nervous or concerned, or that we're not doing something that they would find unacceptable. Okay, number two, on 10/27, the Goethe Institute, one of the leading German institutions around the country and here in Washington, is holding an event with the Future of Privacy Forum around understanding the EU for privacy folks. Now, this is not an event about the new European General Data Protection Regulation. You're all smart. You're my friends. You're FPF followers. You're smart. You read the GDPR. You go to your IAPP events. You follow your programs and panels. You talk to your outside counsel. You know, as much as anyone can know, there's a lot of uncertainty about how the GDPR will be interpreted, but you know what there is to know. What a lot of us don't know, and I myself, of course, as well, is more about the general environment of the EU courts, of the national courts. Many of us were, hey, why is the Schrems case going to the ECJ instead of the Court of Human Rights? We need to understand. Why does the appeal in Ireland from the DPA's decision go right to the ECJ? Who can file an amicus? When can people sue you? What are the new consumer class action type roles? Where and how does the direct application of EU law, how does that work? What's the legal culture in terms of policy making, in terms of advocacy, the court systems? So this program, which we think is unique, is really sort of a master class. Almost like, can we give you a master's in EU comparative law in one day? Because you don't have time. You got a job. You don't have time to spend an entire year. But what we've done is we've brought over some of the leading experts in EU law, Professor Nico van Eyck from the University of Amsterdam, who's one of the leaders in information law in Europe, Professor Russell Miller at Washington and Lee Law, who clerked on the German Constitutional Court, a real deep expert on German law and US law. We have experts on France, Andreas Glorioso, one of the smartest guys in Washington, who is at the EU Commission, the delegation to the EU in the US, is going to talk about the politics and the policy-making role at the EU level. So we think it's really exciting. It's a phenomenal day. We invite you to join us. Information about how to register is on our site. It will be a real intensive day. We'll have readings for you to do in advance, and you'll leave knowing a lot more about the European legal environment, hopefully a better understanding and appreciation for the sort of shared values, the areas where there are different values and how we can bridge them. But at the end of the day, anyone who is working in tech policy, in data, in privacy, hopefully will have a better understanding of the environment in which these privacy issues will be playing out going forward. So you're invited to join us. Have a great weekend.